As the investigation progressed, the truth unraveled. This man wasn't just an unfortunate passerby. Imagine waking up to start your day, grabbing your coffee, opening your front door, and there he is, a stranger, lying motionless on your porch. Tragic? Yes. Terrifying? Absolutely. But as this Georgia homeowner would soon learn, this story was a little more complex than a simple tragedy. My name is Sirius, and we're going to talk about how legacy media frames stories to hide the truth from you. Now, at first, police suspected foul play, homicide, they thought. But after digging deeper, they discovered an unexpected culprit. 2 pit bulls, the loyal, protective residents of that very house. And this man, lying there on the doorstep, was no random victim of circumstance. As the investigation progressed, the truth unraveled. This man wasn't just an unfortunate passerby. No, he was an uninvited guest who apparently attempted to break into the home in the middle of the night. But as soon as he gained entry, he was met by 2 not-so-friendly pit bulls. Now, I don't know about you, but when you break into someone's home, you're signing up for a range of possible consequences. But maybe he wasn't ready for this 1 or 2 fierce protectors who, shall we say, did their job a little too well. Now here's where it gets interesting. Take a look at this picture. A young man in his cap and gown, fresh-faced and hopeful, right? A picture of innocence. This kid is ready to take on the world. But let's pump the brakes for a minute. This young man was actually 25 years old, 6 years out of high school. And that fresh face? Well, that's a little outdated. Now, he has a police record at this point that was long enough to fill a small novel. Outstanding warrants, a history with the law, but somehow the news outlets chose to show this version of him. Isn't that just convenient? Now, it's almost as if they're trying to spin a narrative. I mean, who wouldn't feel sympathy for a sweet high school graduate, a bright-eyed young man, a future filled with promise, a dreamer? All the things you'd expect from a graduation day photo. But what about the man he became afterward? The one with the arrest records, the one that's evading warrants. The story doesn't quite tug at the heartstrings the same way, does it? Now, don't get me wrong. It's tragic when any time someone loses their life. But there's something deeply dishonest about portraying this man as a young, hopeful student instead of an adult who allegedly made a series of bad choices. At some point, we have to ask, why does the media choose these pictures? Why keep trying to make him look so innocent? Now, this just isn't a one-off story. This happens all of the time. Just recently, we had the story about Jordan Neely, who was being violent and threatening on the train before being subdued by a highly trained Marine hero who probably saved everyone on the train. Now, Jordan was shown as a Michael Jackson street performer with a wide smile and a friendly face. But in reality, he was a violent monster. Now, here's what they don't want you to see. They never showed this in the news.
Yo, that guy was crazy.
What, nigga?
What are you gonna do?
Nigga, I'ma smack that fucking camera out your hand. Nigga, what, nigga? Fuck
I'll
out
call
of
a
here,
cop.
nigga.
I'll call a
You gonna
cop.
punch me, nigga?
I'll
Do
call a
something.
cop. You gonna do something? Whoa, swinging,
What,
huh?
nigga?
Swinging,
Go
man,
ahead,
huh?
call the cop, nigga.
I'll call the cop. I will.
Nigga.
I will. You ain't gonna do nothing. I just stepped.
And then you get Ahmaud Arbery, the famous jogger. He had a long arrest record and was most likely in the area to add to his history of crime. They showed this pic, but in reality, he was not quite so innocent. And Trayvon Martin goes back a way, but still the same story. An innocent child in the news just going to the store to get candy. But in reality, a gangster thug. So why the lies? What's the agenda? Why are they constantly trying to make criminals into the victims? Now, let's just say, if I ever get into trouble, I'd love for the media to use a picture of me from kindergarten. You know, a little kid. He couldn't possibly do anything wrong. Maybe add a soft glow filter and a teddy bear for effect. Well, that's the exact message they're sending here, right? No, but here's the problem. When the media consistently manipulates images to create sympathy for people who committed crimes, it erodes public trust. It's like saying, well, this is what we want you to feel. They'd rather show you an innocent kid than an adult who made questionable decisions. It's misleading, and it makes people question every story they ever read. And also, isn't it just a little insulting? It's like they think we won't notice the disconnect, that somehow we'll forget the reality if we just see a nice enough picture. This kind of storytelling isn't just misleading. It has real effects on how we view crime, justice, and accountability. When the facts are buried under a blanket of sentimentality, people start questioning everything. It breeds mistrust, and it makes honest reporting that much harder to believe. So what's the lesson here? I mean, I guess if you're ever in trouble, just make sure there's a good photo of you in a cap and gown somewhere. That way, no matter what you do, the media they'll have your back. They got you covered. They'll show the world the best version of you, even if that version hasn't existed in years, maybe decades. Let's get real here. If we're going to talk about crime, let's talk about all of it, the whole story, the actual people involved. No more convenient, edited versions of the truth, because when we don't get the full picture, we're all going to pay the price. Now, if you like this kind of stuff and you like my view of how news is being reported, hey, you know what to do. Help me out. Give me a little help. Go ahead and tap that like and subscribe button. Leave me a comment. This type of story, I gotta tell you, it draws emotions out in people. It's not fair. It's mean. It's cruel. So let me know in the comments. I'm sure you have opinions on this. Have you noticed this? Is it getting worse? Is it getting better? Are they ever going to be held accountable? God, so many questions. Go ahead. Leave me some comments below. I really appreciate it. I'll make more videos for you soon. So I'll see you as soon as I can.